Hi guys, today we would be taking session on Git and GitHub. I would be taking through Git, version controlling GitHub and various things, how we work in industries about GitHub. So let me share my screen and let's start. Okay, so first let's go through the presentation and then we would be taking some other points as well. Here is a small video which is describing how softwares are built at GitHub. So first of all, I like to introduce what is GitHub. So GitHub is a version controlling system where we can have softwares you can work with teams for the code. Okay, so guys, let's go through this video and then we'll start. What is GitHub? What is version controlling? Every your doubts would be clear out.
Welcome to M&A Hackathon. Can I join your team? Have a seat. Let's try full res this time. Case for a second. Here. What do you think? The stitching looks great. We didn't write it. We just pulled the latest changes. Hey, check this out. Well, if we get separated, this will help us find one another. Bridget's here. Hey, can you see this? There it is. Got the signature. We got it? Yeah. Hey,
I came here by myself. I don't have a team.
it's your first hackathon?
Yes,
It's okay. We'll find you a team. Let's get you signed in. What's your name?
David.
Okay, so guys, this was a really cool video which explained how people the works with GitHub, how the industry works with GitHub, and it is a scenario of hackathon. So they have met on hackathon and they have built projects through GitHub at various places. So GitHub is a very cool, you can say, a software or a tool which really help us. So most of the industries use a version controlling system where there is a backtrack of it. We'll go through every point of it. Okay, so hello everyone. Version controlling with Git would be, what is version controlling? So, let me introduce myself first. I am Saksham Taneja, currently a student at JECRC University. I have been a community enthusiast and has been a DSC lead for JECRC University and been a Microsoft student partner as well. I've mentored some hackathons as well and been a scholar at Facebook and other. I've organized hackathons like that which was shown in the video. I've organized hackathons and events and I've been member of many such organizations, and organizations plays an important role in open source contribution as well. Okay, let's jump in. So why do we need Git? Okay, so you would be working on your projects and all, so you need to track your history. It is very important because if you commit the code, if you change the code and you want to check the before code that was a good version and the current version is not good, you can go back. So we need a history where what files we change exactly, what are the changes, so that when we are looking at a bug or something, or what are the problems, when we can check the history, what are the changes we have done and what the error here it is. Okay, and backup is really important thing. And we need to have two versions of the code in different places, the earlier version which is very important and the current version, because if there is the current version is not working properly, we can switch off to the earlier version as soon as possible. So backup is really important, guys. And collaboration, so collaboration is easy with other people in on the same code base. So basically, as shown in the videos in the hackathon as well, they are at different places and they are committing their codes. So in the corporate culture, there are many officers all around the globe where the people work from home. So they have to collaborate for the same code base. So collaboration is very important, and these both three of the features are available on GitHub and Git. So these are so awesome features. Okay, so what other folks are doing on GitHub? So there are many things doing on GitHub, many ways. GitHub Education is a part of program of GitHub only, and it provides various technological leadership at your school, at your college. So there are many more. You can check the website of GitHub Education. GitHub Student Developer Pack is a really awesome kit which provides students a variety of tools and services to students, and there are more than 50 plus services and which GitHub provides free of cost just through your ID card and student email ID. GitHub Campus Advisor program is basically for the professionals or the teachers who are currently teaching students. So this might be helpful for your teachers. And yeah, GitHub Campus Expert program. It is really awesome program. So basically you have to go there and apply for the GitHub Campus Expert program, and you can go on there. It is, let me show you the GitHub Education website. Just a second. Yeah, it is the website of GitHub Education. You can find all the programs like GitHub Developer Student Pack. You can get free so many tools here. Campus Expert program, as I told you. The teacher toolbox and the student developer pack are similar. Basically, student developer pack is for students, and teacher toolbox is for teachers. GitHub Classroom is a place which helps students to work on workflows and another program. So these are the so many tools like AWS, DigitalOcean. There are so many big tech companies are there. You can check all of them. I've shared the link. This is the link, so you can check out. Okay, let's go on. GitHub is also used for various things like education is there for knowledge there. GitHub is used for science, research work, and government is also using GitHub. Okay, so have a wonder how you can host your website for free and very quickly. So you can host your personal page or a website through GitHub Pages. It is a very cool service of GitHub and free of cost. And it support Jacqueline. So Jacqueline is a basically a outsource provider which GitHub uses. So let me show you how you can host your website. I've hosted one. So I've hosted this website. So there are so many things. So in the when you upload the code base, you have to put the repository name as your username .github.io, and in the setting page, yeah, here is GitHub Pages. So you have to enable this feature, and I've given a custom domain. So if you don't have a custom domain, you can get the domain as username.github.io. So the username, the domain would be also given to you. And as I've used a custom domain and it does not have a SSL certificate, so the error would also be coming. That's why. Okay. So many things on GitHub, and we are good to go right now. So GitHub is an open source platform and a vast world of repositories access. Each and every organization has so many repositories, so many code base, even uh, Linux and every open source code is available on GitHub, and you can contribute as well. So, how do you can through GitHub you can have a social impact through your repository, through your profile. You can learn to code. Basically, GitHub has a variety of learning tools as well, so you can have a good learning experience. And organizations play an important role. So let me show my profile. So this is my profile, and here is the organization section. So I have been a part of these all organization and contribute to these many organizations. So organizations play a very important role in open source. So you would be going to FOSS Asia or say Coden and many organizations PyJapur. So you would be going to PyJapur or FOSS Asia, and then in the FOSS Asia you would be seeing the repository. So as per your interest, you will be selecting the language. Like suppose I'll check for C. So here's a one repository, and I'll check for the issues as well. So these are the open issues in the repository. So I can go here, and if if this is of my interest or my knowledge, I can go here and solve this issue. I can go on the code base, and if I feel there's a bug, I can make a pull request as well. I'll tell you everything the next in the later on session. Yeah, I was using the term open source. So what is it? So it is a very good, say, collaborative way to source your code. So open source basically is basically the code which is open of the organization. You can contribute to it. Okay. So as I told, there are so many communities there that have their code base open. So that means that the code base of these organization are open, and you anyone can contribute and make changes as per their need. So these are so many organizations, like even now Microsoft is also focusing on open source very much, and they have so many good repositories you can contribute. GitHub have so many communities, and you can go there and contribute to open source. And you would be making a good profile as well. Yeah, and events are the very exciting parts, and events of GitHub are usually they are in the community, and the specific events of GitHub are 24 pull requests. This is a good event where you have to make 24 pull requests in a month. You can check out the website as well. Hacktoberfest, it is a very awesome event. Basically, it's have been with the so much audience. So basically, what Hacktoberfest main focus is to promote open source, and students should know how to contribute on GitHub and how to make open source contribution. So Hacktoberfest focus and says if you make 4 pull requests and on any organization on any code base, and if they get merged means that that organization have accepted your changes, then you would be getting a swag. So swag are just the motivation, and the major reason to conduct this Hacktoberfest event is just to help student how what is open source and how they can contribute. And yeah, GitHub Field Day. So GitHub Field is a cool event, but this year it won't be able to possible due to COVID-19. But yeah, it would be virtual, might be. And now, time to start the workshop and get going. So today's outline would be your first Git repository and committing stacking. How you would be making a repository, how would be stacking the code and committing the code. Okay, so branching is a really cool thing. So how would you be branching the code, jumping around, merging and all. The Git world. So enter the world of repositories and check the repositories, how you can contribute, just research. Okay, so before we start, how the terminal looks like. So command you type would be of this font and color. It might be changed as per the user. So I'm using git bash. So I can start with just a small command. Yeah. So terminal of other would be having some other commands, and git bash would be using these types of commands. Okay, so I would be providing you a cheat sheet where you can check the code. Yeah, this is the cheat sheet. So basically all the commands are basic major commands are there in this cheat sheet, and you can, if you find any problem in the cheat sheet, you can go here and just find check out how I can commit how I can add the file. So it is a really cool thing, and even I also learned from these cheat sheets as well. GitHub provides so many cheat sheets you can find on education.github.com. Okay, so let's create a repository, and your first commit would be signing off. Now, before we create a repository, let's see what is a repository. A repository is kind of a folder which is on your computer. It contains any type of file, like it can be a video file, text file, code file, and work exactly same way. But the difference is uh, the folder on your PC would be on a local system, and the repository on the GitHub would be over the cloud and publicly available. If I cannot access your computer's folder, but I can access your repository on the cloud. And there are some licenses as well you can put over your repository so that people work on those conditions only. And yeah, it has a hidden file. So when you create a repository, it would add a hidden file .git that stores the history of the repository or a folder, we can say. So every time you commit, every time you do any changes or anything you do, it would be stored in .git file, and it would be a hidden file which you can uh, check if you want. Let's take a look at GitHub. So let me show you how GitHub looks like. The interface would be looking. So it would be kind of something your profile would be looking like. Here you can find repositories. Here are so many repositories you can find, and these are repositories I've created and put my code. You all can make a good profile like this. I'll tell how to make a good profile in the end. You can add your projects individually. If you find any code or something that might be interested to you or might be helpful afterwards, you can make it a star. You can follow people, and you can, and people who following you, it would be showing there. And when we jump onto github.com, it's look like some bit like this. It would be showing me the history or the people who have followed their recent activities. So like Tushar has done something on the Django project, so we can make it a star as well or unstar. These are some of the top repositories, and my team. So these are the teams I have been a part of on the organizations. So when you are being a part of organization, your organization would be adding you in a team. So these are activities, and it would look like. So what is pull request, I would be telling you in afterwards. Let me show you the interface. These are the pull requests I have worked on or I've created. These are the issues I've opened. Yeah, marketplace is a really cool thing. So GitHub provides so many external tools, and we can make our code automative. Automative. So there are so many categories you can check: chat, code quality. So these are the things that would be, if I talk about code quality. So these are the tools that would be automatic checking your code quality and giving you the correct thing. If your version of code is older, it would be using suggesting you to make a pull request, and they would be automatically help you to update the code. So you don't need to work on those small things, and you would be working on a new feature. You can have IDEs. So basically we would be working on code with VS Code, Atom, but you can now get IDs on GitHub as well. There are so many tools and so many services you can use for deployment, for services, for project management, monitoring, security, and so many. And GitHub Actions is a really new feature they have just launched. Yeah, here it is. So it's like an entire way to automate your development workflow. Everything you can automate through GitHub Actions. You can create your own GitHub action. Let's jump in. First install, we can install the Git. So you can install Git through, first of all, you have to create a GitHub profile at github.com, and you would be choosing a username, and then you have to go to Git download, and you have to download the Git SCM download package. This is the Git Bash I'm using, so you can download Git Bash here, gitscm.com, and you can download for Windows, Mac, or Linux as per your requirement. And then let's start by a new repository. So there are two ways to create a new repository. Let me create a new repository. I would be going here and new repository. I would be giving name it as session. Okay. I can give a description, and you can make it public or private as per your need. If you think this repository would be containing your internal codes which are not good to make public, you can make it private as well, which should be showing to you and the authorized user you are giving, and public anyone can see over the web. Okay, you can initialize this by readme. So readme is a file which tells about your repository. It is good to initialize with a readme file, and let's create a repository. Okay, so this is repository is being made. So you can directly upload files from here, or you can start with Git init. So suppose a project is there on your system, then you can go on Git Bash and start off. Yeah, so empty Git repositories have been created. So this would be a repository. We have initialized it. We have start with Git init and the repository name. and then we would be adding the code. Let me show you through this only. So we would be going to session repository. We have content. If I put ls, nothing is there. Let me create a file. Now if I check the files, it would be showing me get.txt file. Let me edit this file. I've added this and I would be saving this file. Now let's make a commit. So first of all, let's go to PPT and see what is commit and all, and then we would be doing all these things. So commit is a snapshot of code. Basically, when you make a commit, it would be a snapshot of your code of your repository. So we can commit or work by using git add. So git add would be at staging the file, those file you have changed. So if you want to make a specific file, you can git add and then specific file, or git add and you can make a full stop, so that all the files which are under the current status would be stacked. And then you can commit your file using git commit hyphen m also message, and then in double quotes you can add your message. Let's do this here. First, check the status. So here get.txt file is not stacked. Let's add it. It has been added. Now let's see the status. It's been stacked. Now let's commit. Okay. So we have committed the file. So let's see how commit works. So commit works like a linked list structure as shown. So it uses get logs. So these are the changes when you these type of changes and these type of arrays it takes. When you use get add, first you use get add, then get commit, and then if you want to reset, you can use get reset and then hash. Hash is this value, like you can see BC7F. You can use get reset hash or get reset. So there are unstacked changes. What changes you have done, you stack them using get add and then you commit. You can go back to them using get reset. So let's see what we have learned. We have made the empty folder using get init. We have added and want to track the stacked files. We have committed those files. We can reset those files and we can check the log. So it shows git session we have committed. Okay. So we have created the repository. Let's upload this code over that repository. So I've copied this link from here. So first of all, it is a remote repository. It has not been uploaded till now Git, till GitHub. So first, what we would be doing here, we would be making git remote add origin. So remote repository, add origin file, and then the link. It has been added. Then we would be working on get remote hyphen v. So hyphen v would be would be fetching the file and then pushing the file over it. Then we would be pushing finally. Origin would be the master file. In the master file, you would be Just a second. If you want to make this code on a different branch, you can do it as well. I'll take the branch session later on in this session. It would take some time, a few seconds. Yeah, it has been, I think, done. So this is the file we have created, and a readme file is automatic created. Now let me refresh this. We have created get.txt file and it has been here. And you can check, we have written GitHub session and it has been showing here. So this is how GitHub works through remote culture as well. You can go, if you like the console better, you can go through console. If you like the command line, you have a good command or good command line experience, you can go through command line. It's up to you basically. Yeah, and git status, I've shown you how you can check the current status of a repository. It has been, the code has been stacked or unstacked. Okay, so what is branching, content switching, and merging? Let's go over it. So when we commit the file, let's create hashes. So first of all, we have added oranges. It is just an example. You would be adding a file, then another file, and then first commit would be there. So how branches work basically? So branches are like a tree. So there are many branches in a tree. So in a code base, you can make different branches. Master is a branch, which is the main branch. You can create a test branch. You can create a beta branch, so that all the branches as per your requirements can be made. You can check all the branches using git branch. Let's see how many branches are there. Yeah. So here only master branch is there. If we create one more branch, it would be showing me that as well. We can create a new branch using get branch and then branch name. So let's check how we can make a new branch. So let's give it a name as test branch. Now it has been created. So let's check how many branches are there. It's showing master and then test branch. So commits work like these are the commits, and branches would be linked to it. Like this, if we have added branches, they should be done on the master branch. So let's see what is head. Okay, so when we check out and give a branch name, it would be redirecting head to the reside branch. So head would be the top. So let's see the structure, how it works. So you have committed the file, master branch would be linked to it, and some other branch would also be there where you have made the changes, and then head would be there with master branch, so that you can go directly check out the branch. What is merging? So merging is a combining commits. There are so many commits there, so we can combine those commits. We can merge like get merge and then branch names. So it's create a new commit that combine the last commit of the current head branch and the last commit of desired branch. So the last commit of head like master branch and the last commit of desired branch, we have given the name. So it would be done like that. Let's take a recap. It's been a long and you might be thinking what's going on. So let's take a recap. Get branch shows list of all branches. Get branch and then name of branch creates a new branch as per your requirement. Get checkout and the name would be jump to the branch with that name. Get merge. So it merged the branch with that name into the current one. So current one would be master as per your requirement. Let's go to the Git world, publishing, updating, and downloading it, the GitHub repositories. So how we can download or update the repositories we have over the account, how we can download it and get it over a local system as well. So let's do it over a other repository other than this Git session. Let me go to my profile and take some other repository. Let's go to the repository section and let's take this intro to programming. So I have been copied this. So you can download the repository direct through download zip, or you can what you can do through command line. If I talk, so you can go back to I'm using document as per your requirement. You can make changes to your place where you want to clone. So clone means download as a copy. So get clone and then that link. It would be cloning the repository. If I check my local system in documents, it is showing the intro to programming and all the files are there. So now I can work over this file. Let's go through the command line only. These are the file made. Now we can add a new file and we can commit it and push it. Let's create a new file. Hello Git. Just we can, this is for the knowledge session. When we would be working on the practical scenario, it would be somewhat where you would be working on real projects. Now let's get at. Okay, so we haven't gone through there. Yeah, so sorry for that. We haven't opened that repository. So get cd intro to program. And now if we, so here you can check the file has been created. We can insert, the file has been saved. Now let's do get add, get commit hyphen m hyphen message, get test. Please give a meaningful commit message, because if you give hello hi, it won't be working to the people who would be seeing your code. And then git push. It has the code abc.txt file has been pushed over the repository. If we check it and I reload the page, you can check abc.txt file here. Hello Git. Okay, great. So we are going great, really, and we have learned a lot about Git and GitHub. So you have cloned the repository. You have what is Gitful? So suppose I've cloned the repository today, and I've made the changes and done the Git push. After 1 week, when I open the repository, there are so many changes done by other people or other teammates as well. So first of all, you would do your Git pull. So to make this scenario working, let me show you. Okay, so I would be making some changes in the file. I've made some changes and I'll commit. These can be done by some other. Now, the local in my local system, the files are different from the original server. So when I would be starting again, first what I will do is basically git pull. So it would be taking all the changes. If I now see what are the files, it is showing. Earlier it was only intro to programming. You have done a git pull and git push, as you all know how to make a git push, so it send a version to our server. Yeah, it is very important topic, and how to make a good GitHub profile. So yeah, GitHub is used for open source and open source controlling, and corporate use it for their projects. So as a student or as a person, how to make a good GitHub profile, or you have so many projects but it's not arranged or not properly arranged, so it won't be looking good for the other person when somebody lands to your profile. So first of all, works on some good projects. Any projects you are working on projects, just work with GitHub on those projects. Uh, you should commit often. Not like you are working on project for a month. You would be completing that project and then just uploading it. On daily basis, you have to make commits so that your profile should look and it shows that you have worked on this project, not just you have copied and uploaded it. But make sure, don't do a meaningless comment. Ki, I have to make my comment history, but so you would be making a continuous comment. Give a good GitHub profile. It should be like a professional photo. Let's show. Yeah. So a photo which would be a professional photo, or a photo which would be showing your till shoulders and all. Do some open source contributions. So open source contributions really show up your skills. Make pull requests and do things. Add a nice readme. So when you make a project, just don't let the readme blank. Add the description of the project, how it's work, how we can make some contribution, and make a good nice readme. I know it's boring kind of thing, but yeah, it is important as a documentation part. And the last thing would be to adding meaningful commit message. As I've told earlier as well, when you commit using a message, give meaningful message, because it is very important. So if you have any doubt, suggestion, you can give on the comment box. I would be helping out. And if it would be a offline meetup, I would be giving you some GitHub swags. But now I won't be able to provide due to COVID. But yeah, I'll definitely try if I can ship out at your address. Let's take a picture and post on Twitter and using my username and @GitHub and hashtag GitHub education. So thank you guys. You can follow me on GitHub and LinkedIn. Here we go. If you have any query, you can type in the comment box, and I would be sharing you some link as well in the comment section. So you can go through your profile and work on your profile.